Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me to be a guest speaker in your British history class today. I'm excited to talk to you about a topic I find fascinating, and that is the Anglo-Saxon period of British history, which is approximately 449 AD to 1066. Have you ever wondered where our modern English language comes from? Have you ever wondered about our American culture and the origins of it? We are strongly connected to our mother country's history and culture, that of England, otherwise known as Anglo in the Anglo-Saxon period. Today I would like to talk to you about three specific areas. One is the language of the Anglo-Saxons, one is the literature of the Anglo-Saxons, and one is the battle weaponry of the Anglo-Saxons. Let's start with a little background information. If you take a look at this map, this is a map of modern-day United Kingdom, which is comprised of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Now, in 55 BC, the Romans invaded England. They pushed the native Celts that resided there to the north and to the west. They even built Hadrian's Wall to keep the Celts to the north. They ruled for approximately 500 years. But with the fall of the Roman Empire in about 449 AD, the Romans were summoned back to Rome. This allowed the Western European Germanic tribes to invade England. These Germanic tribes were the Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes. And they brought with them their Old Germanic language, which we call today Old English. I have a handout of Old English that I'd like to show you, and I think that you will be interested to see just the kinds of remnants of Old English that we have in our modern English today. I'm going to have you listen to an audio clip and of the Lord's Prayer being read so that you can listen and see the similarities between Old English and modern English. So some of the words you might have recognized are words like hefnam for heaven, guiltus for guilt or sins, as we would say in modern English today, and there are of course many others. One of the literary pieces that captures Old English the best that we have as a surviving document is the old Anglo-Saxon poem Beowulf. Now, some of you may be familiar with Beowulf from some of your high school and or college classes. We have many translations of Beowulf that are available. One of the more famous is by Seamus Heaney, a famous British scholar. Some of these translations preserve the verse or poetry form of the original document. Some are in prose. Burton Raphael, is another famous translator of Old English to modern English. The story of Beowulf, as you may recall, is a famous, brave Anglo-Saxon warrior who fought the evil monster Grendel to save Hrothgar's kingdom. And he was immortalized in this Anglo-Saxon poem, Beowulf. Probably one of the most interesting aspects of the Anglo-Saxon warriors is the weaponry that they use in battle. Perhaps you're familiar with chainmail. That was the primary armor used by warriors during this time period. I happen to have some chainmail that I'd like to show you. This is an example of a mail shirt that a warrior would have worn in battle. These links were hammered together and provided some protection in battle as protection against cuts from knives, swords, hatchets, and so forth. As you can tell, this is a very heavy piece of armor. It weighs about 50 pounds. Another piece of weapon they used were the swords. And of course, these swords were also quite heavy, weighing about 15 to 20 pounds. So you can understand how strong an Anglo-Saxon warrior must have been to be able to wear a 50-pound chainmail shirt as well as wielding a 20-pound sword in battle. Now granted, our modern-day warriors may now wear more elaborate protective gear than chainmail, but you can see how the heroic deeds of Anglo-Saxon warriors are carried on in our modern American culture today. Overall, I hope you can see that the Anglo-Saxon language, literature, and battle weaponry are an important and fascinating part of our history. We owe it to ourselves to study and appreciate our past in order to better understand the present. Thank you for your time and attention today and allowing me to share with you one of my passions, and that is the life and times of the Anglo-Saxons. Thank you.